Yeah. We are live on the hype. It is my birthday weekend, and we got Selena walking in seconds late. It's all right. But what we're going to do is we're actually going to play some new music for y'all while we get all set up and settled in. Super excited. We got Pelo Corto by Tommy Royale, and then we got Move by Dayton and Cannon. Marty on the beat, right? Mm-hmm. Super dope. So let's go. New music, new Friday. Let's go.
Linda, tú te viste cuando bailabas al frente de mí. Tu pelo reflejaba las estrellas como noche en París. Tiempo que pasé contigo nunca más se va a repetir. Y todo es culpa mía, 13 meses y yo sigo aquí. Y evitar ese día. Volvería al pasado cuando tú eras mía. Dale, sigue. Dice que eres nueva, no te olvides todos los sacrificios que te hice. Más te vale que bajes ese guille. Nobody try to see it. Dale, mami, oh. Dice que eres nueva y que tú cambiaste toda. Te cortaste el pelo y andas sola como loba. No te bajan del dedo, dice que ayer no eres boba. Completamente sola. Tiempo que pasé contigo nunca más se va a repetir. Nunca más. Y todo es culpa mía, 13 meses y yo sigo aquí. Baby. Y te dije que brillabas así. Cambiaste completa, pero tu corazón lo sentí. No te di el tiempo y lo sé que te debí. Fuiste mi princesa, ahora con pelo corto, baby. Y solo pienso en ti. Oh, y solo pienso en ti. Nada. Linda, tú te viste cuando bailabas al frente de mí. Pelo reflejaba las estrellas como noche en París. El tiempo que pasé contigo nunca más se va a repetir. Y todo es culpa mía, 13 meses y yo sigo aquí. Y te dije que brillabas así. Cambiaste completa, pero tu corazón lo sentí. No te di el tiempo y lo sé que te debí. Fuiste mi princesa, ahora con pelo corto, baby. ¿Sabes? God easy, no apologies either. Baby.
I hear the demons say.
You can slow your pace, just keep taking your time. This is not a race, take a break and it's fine. It's okay to procrastinate and recline. Take time to waste as I grind, racing to take all that's mine. You can slow your pace, just keep taking your time. This is not a race, take a break and it's fine. It's okay to procrastinate and recline. Take time to waste as I grind, racing to take all that's
Better
mine.
get out my way, cause I'm on the loose. No time for games. tell me take my time. There is so much to be done. They say take a break, it's fine. I said step aside, boy, get up on my way. I gotta move. All this work is gonna get done today. I gotta move. Menace gang, we up in this thing, but we ain't in this just to entertain. We up in this to do Jesus business and to be a witness for the prison king. Jesus said it is complete and finished, and that he ascended just to send us rain. Our spirits with us, and the we have blemish. Know that he rid us of the sinner's stains. We are wicked, put us in his veins. Can free and cleanse us, it's in his name. That he forgives us and relieves us sickness. We receive his kingdom riches in exchange. He commissioned and he sent his gang to be on mission, and it's meant the same. For me, I'm fishing for the heathen, itching just to see him switch it to a Christian man. I hear Satan saying you should quit. Old friends saying use your gift to make it loot and dip. But I respond to their foolishness on my ludicrous like move. Get out the way like a lion that was let out the cage. Don't want to out of rage. I'ma get out and spit out of praise. There was work to do. I'm knocking it out. Better get out my way. Get out my way. Cause I'm on the loose. I'm on the loose. No time for games. No time to lose. Look in your neck. Shit. I got the move. Look in your neck. Shit. I got the move. This is the day. This is the day. You got to choose. Either get up and play. Or lay down and snooze. Look in your neck. Shit. You got the move. Look in your neck.
I remember back then I would drift off. Got me thinking in the clouds I would lift off. They got me thinking about the plan with the big man. Really love money in the grave like I'm Rick Ross. Teach Christ with a rhythm when I twist off. Can I used to preach Christ and it dipped off. I got something for them thinking I would live and turn away from the golden one winning and let me ticked off. Oh heavenly Father, better call him God. You don't wanna see him pissed off. Man, I could have been a problem. Then I got involved in the revolver that lick shot. Had to find the resolve in a thick plot. Got a knew that I was stealing from the big lot. And Maywood, man, I could have got a fry. Should have would've died yelling no God to the big pot. Jesus the atonement with a threat to the Romans. They oppose him to your power. That's funny cause in churches and the pastors that are cowards. Gotta move how the Lord moves. I ain't worried when I gotta turn to living with a whole new kingdom. The devil is on me, no demon shall live up against me on God. Now tell him come break.
Better get out my way. Get out my way. Cause I'm on the loose. I'm on the loose. No time for games. No time to lose. Look in your neck. Shit. I got the move. Look in your neck. Shit. I got the move. This is the day. This is the day. You got to choose. Either get up and play. Or lay down and snooze. Look in your neck. Shit. You got the move. Look in your neck. Shit. You got the move.
Skirt, skirt. I'm just kidding. We are live on the hype.
Hello.
And we got in the studio
In the studio.
Louis Febble.
What's up, everybody? Good to be back on the hype.
We got Selena.
Yes, you do. What's up, everybody? Can you hear me? Can you guys hear me? All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. Just making sure. But what's up, everybody? It's Selena. Nice to be here again. This is awesome.
Yeah. Anything for Selena's.
Anything for me.
I'm super excited. It is my birthday weekend.
Happy birthday, bro.
Yeah, Monday is the actual birthday, but you know how that goes. You know, when you're a diva.
It's a birthday month.
It's just the birthday month. It becomes a birthday
month.
week.
So
Birthday month.
somebody told me that it was actually your 12th annual 21st birthday.
Yes, it's my 12th annual.
Oh,
21st
okay. That's
birthday.
what
Yes.
it is.
Yes, my 12th
I've-
annual.
Oh, okay.
I've been with you. I actually went to your first 21st birthday.
Yes, you did. It was
Yeah.
at a TGI Fridays.
It certainly was.
Yes.
And was it your 20th or your 22nd that was at Chuck E. Cheese?
It was my 20th.
Wait, what?
We did my 20th birthday at a Chuck E. Cheese.
You're
That's right.
lying.
And we
You're
did it on
lying.
purpose because it's like, it was the most annoying age because you can't drink, you can't do nothing. You're an adult, but you really can't.
You're not
do anything
transitioning
else.
into anything yet.
Uh-huh.
So I made it
Chuck
a
E.
joke.
Cheese.
I made it a joke, and I said we're gonna go to Chuck E. Cheese.
But it
and
really wasn't a joke. We enjoyed it.
and we enjoyed it because it was cheap games
And then at the
We
end,
ran the
we
prizes.
all put our tickets together and we got you a backpack.
yeah, an X-Men backpack.
How long?
And we're like, yeah.
I don't really know how to respond to that. How long did you guys last in Chuck E. Cheese that day?
Oh, that was.
Dude,
we were there
I
a
think
while.
We were there for hours, actually.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, luckily their policy has changed. They got a stamp thing now.
Yeah.
Kicking adults out all the time. So
Yeah.
now we just go to Dave and Buster's.
Dave and Buster's, the adult version of Chuck E. Cheese.
Exactly.
I think I still prefer Chuck E. Cheese.
Yeah.
No, they took
But that
out
pizza though, it's
No,
like
no,
flatbread.
No, they took out all of the good games from Chuck E. Cheese, I no longer enjoy.
Yeah, and they stopped doing the ball pit because they don't want to clean the
That was
urine.
my favorite part. Did you hear about the snake? The snake that was in the ball pit and actually bit a kid.
What?
No.
Yeah, they took it. They
That had to be in like Texas or Florida.
no, in Texas you'll see an alligator.
Florida man gets bit by a
No,
snake.
Florida. In Florida you'll see an alligator.
Yeah, there's an alligator in the pit. How did it get there?
I don't know, but
Like, it's just there. It's Florida.
So, can we talk about your album?
Yeah, we could talk about it. Yeah. I dropped my album at midnight. Conversations with Constellations.
wait, I actually have a question for you, and it's a genuine question. What does that mean?
Conversations with Constellations. So, I don't know if you guys ever had like a deep conversation with God, but it's like it's nighttime. You're just staring at the stars, and you're just having this moment where you're just like, there's something bigger than me out there, and you just want to have that conversation. And that's where the whole idea, conversation with Constellations.
I mean, I was just hoping it wasn't like a new age thing that you were getting into. Or
Oh no, definitely not new age. Sorry, y'all. I'm conscious hip hop, but I'm still Christian, bro.
That's dope. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
So, it was exciting because last night we got to do a listening party. We went
That's
and did it
right.
at the Nook over on
It
Robinson.
was good to see you there. Oh,
See, what happened
I wasn't
was
invited. Sorry.
it was all over Facebook, but it's okay,
I'm not on Facebook. Like, who uses Facebook?
and Instagram, but it's okay. It's okay. It's a public invite, but
Okay. I didn't see it, guys. I didn't see it.
it's all good. It's all good. No, but we went to the Milk District. The Nook is a small little bar, little strip bar.
wait, what?
I'm sorry, that phrase sounds weird.
The Milk District.
It's not a stripper bar. It's a small strip
It's a
of a
strip.
bar. A
It's
strip of a bar.
Okay,
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Not a strip. Okay, that's good
Let
to
me
know.
clarify, guys. We're still on Radio UNT. It's a little spot. That's why they call it the Nook, because it's like a little nook. The guy that bartends there is super cool.
Yeah.
All the people that work there are super cool. But it's on Robinson. We had a producer do some live production, so he played some of live beats. We had a rapper come and rap at the end, and he did his full performance. He actually freestyled his entire set. So
That's right.
Did you rap?
yeah, well, that's what happened. I ended up rapping 3 songs. We did a listening party where we listened to the entire album from beginning to finish. So it started at 11 on the dot. We kicked off the first track, went through track 8, and then I ended up doing an encore of Waiting. I did Identity, and then I did It's Over. So it was a good night. I had a lot of friends and family come out and support. A lot of people from the local scene that just showed up and supported too. So it was really dope.
Yeah.
It was dope.
Oh, that's
It's
awesome.
one of the better nights I've seen there.
That
Yeah.
you've seen it? You've been there before?
Yeah.
Yes, yeah. I did a show in December, so everyone was like, "It's too cold to go outside." It's like it's Christmas time. I ain't spending my money. I ain't going nowhere.
Now, how do you feel now that it's dropped? The stress is over.
Well, and that's the thing. Like being an indie artist, it's never over. Like you still got to continue to push your project and try and bring some type of longevity out of it.
so the
so-
marketing comes.
Yeah, so that's when the marketing comes into play. So now the next step is to work on a music video, maybe 2 or 3. It all depends on what I can do.
Are you gonna have us in the music video?
Sure, you guys want to be a
mean-
part of the
Let's do
music
it.
video? That's
And side note, there for all of you listening, there already is a video out right now on YouTube,
yeah.
right?
So I have a music video for Identity that I dropped
Yeah.
back in November.
So check it out if you haven't checked it
Make
out.
sure you check out that one. But it's super exciting though, because like as an artist, you're like, okay, what's the next step? And for the longest time, I had always wanted to do a tour. So I like struggled like with like, okay, I'll get a show here, and then somehow like I got like 4 or 5 shows, but they're all random. and then I just put them up as a mini, like this is what's coming up, but people don't really see that as a tour. So then this time intentionally I was like, you know what, God, I'm gonna plan a tour, you know, and I'm gonna like set this up. And the first person I talked to was my wife, because I was like, I want
where you gotta
this to
start.
be.
Of course.
I want, you know, let's plan it out so that we work it out and it gets set up. And I told her, let's do a 5-city tour. So I was like, okay, cool, 5-city tour, let's do this. And then we started counting the cities, and it ended up being 8 cities now. So we're gonna be doing Orlando. We're gonna be doing, you know, to kick off the tour, we'll do it hometown show, and then we're gonna do St. Pete, Tampa, and Newport Richie, and then we're gonna do Daytona and Melbourne, and then we're gonna end it with Fort Lauderdale and Miami.
Oh, that's awesome. Have
So
you
it's
got
a Florida
like-
tour.
Exactly, a Florida tour.
Yep,
Have you got a few of the locations set up?
I've got actually 6 of the locations set up. So I'm just
Nice.
working on like 2 more venues to just like kind of get solid. And once I get all that information like solid, I'll start putting like more of that information online. But I've posted already some of the dates that I already locked in. So it's difficult because I don't have like my own tour manager doing it for me. I'm doing it for myself, and I'm learning how to do it. And I'm like negotiating and working out rates and fees, because, you know, you're talking to the venue, then you're also talking to the sound man, you're also talking to the artist that you're gonna have on that night. So it's a whole process, and I've already started I do that already with the Verb. So because I have that background knowledge of like setting up a schedule and everything like that, that's the easier part for me. But it's like locking in those dates, locking in that's like a whole process that I'm like, oh wow, you know, I could actually do this. And it's crazy because like now that I have all the dates and I have the venues, I'm like, oh my gosh, it's coming together. This is crazy. But it's it was a dream for me to set something up like this. And the next thing is I want to go out of state, but I want to do like the in-state first, and then, you know, based on off of support of those spots, you know, and I'm gonna be printing merch, and that's a whole thing.
That's exciting.
And that's
Yeah,
very exciting
it's
because
exciting.
you know, I've got some investors now, you know, that are investing in, and Ozone Effect is actually going to be sponsoring the tour.
I was actually going to ask you about that because you have it on your hat.
So Ozone Effect is going to be sponsoring it, and we're going to be bringing merch out there. I got physical copies of my CDs and stuff like that. So it's exciting, you know.
Oh, that is exciting.
Yeah,
But at least now, I mean, you get to see. Sorry, I hit the mic. You get to see the ins and outs of the whole thing, so that, you know, for your next album release and so on and so forth, you'll be able to know like how the process is. And if you do decide to have a manager later on,
Yeah.
you know, like, you know what to expect in all levels.
Oh yeah. So
absolutely. And the next album would drop like, is it 12 years? Is it 6
This
years?
guy. Well, because there's okay, and then that joke comes from a place where it's, and I even had to.
We could joke about it now, though, right?
We can joke about it now, even though it feels too soon still. No, my first album dropped in 2009, and then I dropped a project in between in 2011. I didn't start really promoting it until like 2014. That project I had to take down because it was a mixtape of beats that I used from another producer, and that producer requested me to take the project down. So because I did that, I was like, okay, these are still good songs. So I took some of those songs, re-recorded them, added lyrics, and like cleaned them up, because some of them were like a little choppy in certain areas.
Okay.
Some of the words were unclear, like, because I was younger back then and I was like eager to get on the mic. I recorded myself too. So I recorded, I mixed and mastered with the help of this guy over here, like through video chat and calls. I'm like, how do I do this, bro?
Hey, but that's where you learn.
I sent him like draft after draft. He's like, bro, I don't hear the difference. Like I'm like ah. Yeah. So then I came to a place where I'm like, well, I don't want these songs to go to waste. But then, like, I did those, and it actually fueled my writing again because it was tough for me to write, and I had this like weird writer's block caused by overwhelming myself with the verb, the hype, the ozone effect, and everything else that I had going on around me. So it was like, oh my gosh, like.
And I'd like to ask you about that. How do you overcome writer's block, or any type of block that you experience as an artist?
I think for me, I can honestly say now, writer's block is only caused by you not making time. Like if you're not making time to write, then you yourself are like adding onto it. Because the thing is, even if you were to write rhymes, like you could just, it doesn't matter if it's bad because you're not recording it. But like making time to write, that's my biggest thing. Like I don't make time to write. So when I do make time to write, like I wrote Forever, which came on the album, I wrote that in like 2 days. Like I wrote the chorus driving home, and then I wrote it down, and then I woke up the next day and I wrote it. Actually, that same night I wrote it.
So what was the process of that? Did you know where you wanted to go with it? What was the whole process of you writing it?
Yeah, like when I write, what I like to do is I like to listen to the beat and I like to hear a story first. So it starts with the chorus for me. So I go, okay, is this going to be a rap chorus? Is this going to be a singing chorus? And am I singing the chorus or am I getting someone else to sing the chorus? And for the album, for me, like some of the choruses came out and I didn't even want me to sing the chorus. I wanted Naladeus to sing the chorus or someone else. And he's like, nah, just do it. And I was like, okay. So, like I really put myself out of my comfort zone and did something different. And it was a dope experience because like once you get the chorus, then you're like, okay, now I know what I want to rap about. Now I want to talk about this in the song. So then I write it and then I listen to the beat, I rap it, and I'm like, okay, too short, too long. Like, okay, this line doesn't fit because you're ranting here. So it's just it's different because like I grew up like when I used to write before. You could ask my wife. I still have a bunch of like composition notebooks, like old school, but now I'm writing on my phone because now it's like the size of a tablet.
I love that phone. We have the same phone, right?
Yes, we do.
No gang.
Yes,
No
all three of us.
So, but yeah, it's a different experience, and you get to writing and it starts flowing. But what I want to do is, before I talk too much more about the album, we're gonna play a song from the album.
Let's hear it.
Nice, let's do it.
But right before that, I want to wish my brother Am a happy birthday.
Happy birthday,
Happy birthday.
Yeah, so my brother Am is it's his birthday today. He's not my real brother, but he's like my brother from another mother kind of deal.
Is he 21 too? All the time?
Yes, he's just it's his
something like that.
His 13th annual. No, I'm just kidding. So no, I'm gonna play his song "Loyalty." It's a really dope track. And I want to give him a shout out. He just had his first baby.
Congratulations.
At the beginning of the month. So
enjoy the no sleep.
Yeah, Team No Sleep. He's part of that team now. But yeah, I wanted to give him a shout out and play his song, and then we'll play Maybe One Day off of the track. So it's going to be Loyalty from Am, and then we're going to go into Maybe One Day off Conversations with Constellations. Here on The Hype. Let's go.
Yes.
Emotional content. I said emotional content, not anger. Don't think, feel. It is like a finger pointing away to the moon. Don't concentrate on the finger or you will miss all that heavenly glory.
I really hope you forgive me. So much trouble within me. I really hope you forgive
my eulogy for you to understand. Far from perfect work to be a better person. I'm a soul still searching. I wanna learn who I am. A poet masturbating pictures in imagination. A pro procrastinating, the gotta create. I'll be a passionate face until I'm passing away. But I don't wanna debate, cause I just wanna be great, don't you? I'm a victim of my own heart. Set out to be the Mozart of all the dopest art. Till I get on the horn with Donald Trump, it ain't enough. Hate it first, now they wanna play with us. You pray to us, the neighborhood won't pay for us. Take a look at the greater good. But wait a second, son. Mention it's coming from me, then you question it when you can check my skin. It's in my blood to represent my kin.
How did it feel to you?
I really hope you forgive me. So much trouble within me. Really hope you forgive me. So much trouble within me. Somebody help me out with my soul. To whom it may concern, I'll demonstrate the way to get my demons straight. Don't dare judge what I say if you haven't met me today. We hesitate to learn thoughts so crowded, now allow us to discuss how it took me hours to adjust. I'm just a human being, middle childish. My brothers ain't to blame. I was wrong expecting you to stand by me like we're looking for a body product. Too much to ask of you. What happened? I thought this is what we wanted. I can no longer remain. Let's keep it 100. I know how it feels. I done broke so many times over bills. You better give me my change. I realize I'm going through a change. Numbers stay the same. I done spent so many years, tears, blood, sweat, yet trust left. What's next? Time we're out of hell. Yeah, I'm by the dollar still. Keep it 10 squared. Are we there when end is here? Time is near. If you're scared, as family, I will always be there. I was taught this how it's gotta be. There's power in numbers. Now follow me because we're finally here.
How did it feel to you?
I really hope you forgive me. So much trouble within me. Hope you forgive me. So much trouble within me. Somebody help me out with my soul. I really hope you forgive me. So much trouble within me. I really hope you forgive me. I really hope you forgive me.
Maybe one day I'll forget you, like you forgot me. Amnesia to the 10th degree. See, I've got these demons that haunt me, but look like you. Remember when you made me feel like who likes you? Worked like a dog for a minimum wage, just for it all to just slip away. Work to a degree that I never thought. If it's one class short, then it's all a loss. In the balance of family and friends, got to walk with my class and play pretend. My life is playing dress up for society, and it seems all I get is you denying me respect for what I should have earned. While I get caught up, money seems to burn the holes in my pockets, lose my profits, turn to the prophets, and it seems I lost it. This life is meaningless, given meaning with relationships, interactions, and counteractions. Some people caught up in the past, and while time blows in the wind like grains of sand, where do you take a stand? Understand or get over it? Somewhere in the middle I am, the riddle at hand. What is love and can you truly give it unconditional? Man-based, logical, woman emotional. Logic versus emotion, we all feel alone at ocean. Ride the waves of life, so I brave this night. For tonight is Sunday, tomorrow's Monday, the day I go back to reality. Yes, my flesh surrounds me, but the spirit lives on. Blue Mondays worse than those Sundays. Weekends over, back to the Monday. Blue Mondays, remember that one day. Will I get over this? Maybe one day. Blue Mondays worse than those Sundays. Weekends over, back to the Monday. Blue Mondays, remember that one day. Will I get over this? Maybe someday.
Yeah, we are back
What
live
up,
on the
what up?
hype. That's
What's up?
maybe one day's live premiere, probably on Radio UNT too. Super excited, man. That song right there is very personal in the sense that, like, I don't know if you've ever dealt with this, but like working a minimum wage job.
Have I ever dealt with that?
That is
Yes.
literally the
Yes.
worst. It's the worst
yes.
feeling in the world to work one of those jobs where you're like a line cook or a dishwasher.
Especially when
or-
it requires a lot of work.
Yeah, and they're like, you got to do this, you got to do that, and to try and for me personally, that song hits deeper because I walked with my class on graduation day in college, right, and I was a few credits short. But they let me walk, and I was super excited. I did a couple more credits that fall, and I thought I was done. Well, I wasn't done. And then I had to come up with the money and be outside
Ooh,
of college
that's the
and have no
worst.
job. And I was like, then I finally got a job. I did like some really crappy jobs. Like I was a vacuum salesman.
Yes, you were.
I did, and
knives.
then I did a what you call it? I did sushi. I was doing like a prep cook for sushi because everyone was asking for experience. Like you go to college, you think you get a degree, that's enough. Like I literally spent 4 years studying and experiencing that, but no, that's not enough. That's not enough.
Nope.
And so then I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
They're like the resumes are like requires 6 years of experience. I'm like, how?
Yeah.
How do you have 6 years of experience of something when you're busy studying for it?
Exactly.
Like it doesn't make sense.
Doesn't make any
And-
sense.
And you know, that's where like internships play a part and different things like that. I ruined like my reputation with my internship because it was a radio show. I was super excited. It was a conservative talk radio show. And I was super excited to do it. But it was at like 5 o'clock in the morning that I had to get there. So at 4 o'clock in the morning, I'm driving there. I get there at 5. We're on air, and I'm having to like keep up on the board or do stuff like that. But I am like an insomniac, so like I go to sleep like hours before that. So I'm like trying to stay up, and then they're looking at me like, Chris, why are you falling asleep? I'm like, it's talk radio. About something I don't want to listen to. You know what I mean?
Duh.
Like, I'm like,
Irony, yet here we are.
Right?
yeah, and then we're here on talk radio. No.
I was about to say, you know where you're at, right?
Yeah, I'm on a podcast. No, but it's like, you know, this is like what I like. You know, I'm talking about something I like. It's hip hop, you
Yeah.
know, and it's like the stories behind it. And yeah, that was pretty bad. And then I made it up to them. I started doing really well again, and then, you know, they wanted to, you know, they wrote up my thing. They gave me an excellent report to my school, and they said, all right, your last day's tomorrow. And I'm like, yeah. I did not wake up for my last day. I slept through my last day. And they had, I guess, planned something, like to do something nice for me.
Yeah.
And they were like, no. They're like, I was like, I can come in on Monday. They're like, no.
What do you mean?
They're like, no, don't even come back. They're like, don't even come back. And I'm like, okay.
Oh, okay.
So, and then I was balancing that, and I just got a job at a. Well, I was doing the prep cook at the sushi spot, and then a full-time job, at a call center. So yeah, it was.
I
a
remember
lot.
those days. Yeah.
But when I was a vacuum cleaner or vacuum salesman, but the thing is, like, the presentation is basically cleaning the person's house. You know what I mean? So it's like,
So you got really good at vacuuming.
yeah.
I mean, so if they didn't buy anything, you just clean their house for free.
yeah, I clean the house,
Absolutely.
You know? And what sucked with that is that, you know, at the time I had a really close cousin staying with me, and I didn't realize he had a really bad addiction. And my whole studio was stolen from my house and pawned for like dollars.
This conversation
I'm
just
hoping it
switched
was
real
dollars
quick.
and not like pesos.
No, but dollars. Like he sold my hard drive with all my music on it
Oof.
for $40.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, actually, no. I'm sorry. $20. And then here's the funnier part. Like I find the thing, and the pawn shop is telling me I have to buy it back.
Oh
even
my
though
goodness.
it's mine and it's stolen. And
But you reported it stolen?
I had the police report, and he's like, no. And luckily, my mom worked at the police department, and she talked to her friends, and they were able to pull it up at the pawn shops. And then
Wow.
to add more to that, I got my hard drive back, and I brought it to my friend's house in Lakeland to record him. And we were recording in this like small shed, and I turned, and then the hard drive dropped
Oh.
and broke. And I actually had another project that I was working on.
Wait, was your music still on it?
All my music was on it, but like
Really?
when I broke it,
Yeah,
like,
yeah. Of course. But I was surprised in general that your music was still on it. I would have thought they would have like.
No, you know, surprisingly, a lot of times, I don't know how it is now, but I remember back in the day, if you ever went to a pawn shop and even just like the computers they sell and stuff, like they wouldn't even like reformat them.
Really?
Like all the
I
people's
didn't know
information
that.
was
No,
still
I
on there.
didn't know that.
yeah.
But one thing I will say,
Still logged into Google and Gmail.
be careful, guys.
Right.
One thing I will say, in music, if you have an important project, historically, if it doesn't happen to you at least once, where you lose it all,
Yeah.
then you're not really in music.
Oh, so that's a thing.
It's a thing.
Like the curse of the industry. Like I've had like
Interesting.
What Up RG had that problem. He got his whole project stolen from his car because they stole the
Wow.
hard drive and the
Yeah.
laptop, and he had like a whole album on it, recorded vocals, everything that he was working on the tour.
I remember not too long ago that was on the on the news in Puerto Rico. Vico C also got the hard drive stolen with the whole project on there, and they were actually offering a reward for anybody who would just return it. They were like, "Please, just return it. Like we won't even
Wow.
press charges. Just return it."
Yeah.
So
It is probably one of the saddest things. It's like,
But does it mean that you're.
I mean, you have the lyrics written down, but the thing is, like, sometimes you would like write them in, like me personally, like I wrote in this notebook, I wrote in this notebook, I wrote in here.
But it's not just that; it's all the work you put into it.
Exactly.
Are you really going to perform it the same? Are you going to deliver the same?
Yep.
If you know the producer had the beats in there for some reason, they didn't have them backed up anywhere else. I mean,
Yeah, the producer might not have those beats again.
You learn something new. Well,
Yeah.
I mean, but that means you're official, right? Like
Yeah.
from that day that you broke
exactly.
the
It's
hard
like-
drive,
Oh,
you're like
I back
official.
up, like I back up.
Well, now you learn.
Yeah,
But
I back up.
But yeah, it's
He's like,
kind of
"Let
like
me-"
it's kind of like in secular music. Like in order to be a rapper, you had to have like gone to prison or been shot. So here, the best we could do is like lose your project on
Yeah.
a hard
Drop
drive.
your hard drive. Break your hard drive.
So yeah, so you know, there's a lot of things that go into like the songs that I write. So like with that song, maybe one day, you know, I walked with the class. I ended up graduating in 2014 because I decided that I needed to go back and do this. And when I did that, my last project for my graduating class, because they made me take more credits. It became from like 3 credits to like 8 credits. So I ended up having to pay more. And then I was like, let me just take this elective called Layout Design. And the project for that class was to create a blog. So then I created a blog called Ozone Effect. And so now,
And here we are.
here we are, Ozone Effect, translated
I gotta
to me
say
working.
that some of those classes though are so unnecessary.
Yep.
You're like paying for all these electives that are required, and your elective is like, hey, cooking. I don't know, something random. Just give me those $600 that you
Or,
pay.
like hippie dance theory. Or
Right,
something like that.
right. Nothing related to what you actually want to do in your degree. I don't understand.
Yeah, and well, you know, all I can do is just say less. So we're gonna play "Say Less."
Less.
Say less.
Say Less, and then we're gonna play "Streetlight Shadows." Here, debuting on the Hype. More music from Conversations and
More
Constellations.
music.
Let's go.
Let's go.
It's love that I choose above the tossed and aloof. People forget it was you, too proud to show where credit is due. I edit these cues, not battling fools, so damaging crews, dazed and confused. This traveling news that rattles your views, can't handle me, dude. Dismantling you with nowadays is sampling to enlighten your mind. It's harder to find, real among swine, pure in their own mind, assured in their lies, sure they're all blind. Love heals over time, it climbs over lines, rights all the crimes, outshine in pride. Ride on the tide that love will provide, a way to divide from us being our guide. We can't confine, in our minds we tried, but failed to prevail. Our life has derailed, left empty pails, swallowed by the whales. Time to turn the scale. Say less, be more, be real in all that you do. Say less, be more, be love in all you pursue. Our ways just gel, our minds and cells. Let love be a cell, let it pave a trail through the mountains of adversity. When people see the worst in me, use love to stop dispersing these. All the ways I keep on hurting me, but my pride keeps on diverting me. Why do people keep deserting me when I should live life differently? Deferring your deferment, so concerning my worth, and as a servant, being observant, a slave to this. I'm brave with it, I'm enraged, so it's intelligent design of God. Relevant remains of love, resurrected with the Christ. Love is sacrificing your life, so death to myself, looking up for help. Man has already fell, so I look up and yell. Religion is not what I sell. Like Microsoft, the word excels. How can you go forward if you're living in the past? You're looking so backward that you just drove past love. Say less, be more, be real in all that you do. Say less, be more, be love in all you pursue. Say less, be more. Say less, be more. Train screeches, looking out subway windows, streetlight shadows, someone else's widow. The streets are cold and you memorize each crack. If the pavement could talk, it'll tell you about each stat. Is walked and run from the hand or a gun. Self-defense or offense in the game of no fun. Trying to outrun your destiny and your memories. Friends and families that become history. No textbooks or rule books, just shook. This ain't no such things as halfway crooks. This ain't peer pressure, just pressure from collections and cops. Just to paint a picture, it's just eviction or addiction. This affliction isn't quitting, so I'm trying not to give in. This isn't what I plan on living. Death isn't scaring me. Lord, I pray, are you really hearing me?
It's a cold world and you know it. Love is a rare thing and you show it. And it's too dark with streetlights glowing. No hope shown, so it's hopeless. But I see the street lights shining bright. Yeah. But I see the street lights out tonight, shining bright.
We're on the corners where the bums ask for change, but it's way too hard to change. Trying not to lose your mind, trying to sustain a mindset set in stone that doesn't wash with rain. Mainstream rap makes us out all as clones, glamorizing the lifestyle, drowning in loans. Just trees, no money, it's a joke. Everyone at a breaking point. At this point, we're all broke. Trying to keep a job, minimum wage. Steal a cell so we could just grow old. My days are numbered, trying not to think of numbers. And I wonder, in this universe of wonders, if God really cares, is God really there? They say if you know Jesus, you know peace. But where's Jesus when there's no peace? Feeling all alone in these cold streets.
Cause it's a cold world and you know it. Love is a rare thing and you show it. And it's too dark with streetlights glowing. No hope shown, so it's hopeless. But I see the street lights shining bright. Yeah, but I see the street lights out tonight, shining bright.
I'm in the alleys in the corners and the street lights. When you're struggling to find yourself, I'm with the beaten mother, picking up broken dishes. With the hard-working father, working 3 jobs vicious. But 3 boys and 2 girls that complain about the same food and clothes and maintain a cold look at life. It's hard to look alive when marriages fall apart all the time. No child support and rape victims, abortions, legal extortion. Still, if they ask for my portion, I'm the light to the cheater, murderer and drug dealer, rapist and the robber and the absent father. I'm the rose that blooms through the concrete, above the insecurities to endure the streets. 5%ers and religions, man is selfish on his own. It's time for you to come home.
It's a cold world and you know it. Love is a rare thing and you show it. And it's too dark with streetlights glowing. No hope shown, so it's hopeless. But I see the street lights shining bright. Yeah, but I see the street lights out tonight, shining bright.
Go, we're live. All right, guys,
learned something new.
we're teaching new camera tricks.
Welcome back, everyone.
Welcome back.
I'm learning something new about my phone.
Oh man, yeah.
Team note.
So we were talking about working ourselves to death over here.
Minimum wage. Yeah.
Minimum
Oh.
wage, and
Oh
and
my gosh.
Being cremated
Yeah.
on the job.
I just read something crazy. It was talking
tell
about.
us the story. Tell us the story.
I don't know if it's true. I mean, because, you know, Facebook and they always have like fake articles and stuff like that. But I mean, it says their full names and everything. Apparently, someone in Polk County worked a 16-hour shift at a funeral home and he was extremely tired and he fell asleep. And the next coworker that came in was just finished doing like the service or something. And they had to cremate the body. And she cremated her coworker.
Well, where did he fall asleep, though?
I don't know.
On the
But-
stretcher?
Oh, yes, on the stretcher. It did say the stretcher. He fell asleep on the stretcher. And she mistook it for the body. And she said that once, you know, she put him in for cremation, about 15 seconds into it, she started hearing screaming and she didn't know where it came from. And apparently it was too late. And he had died and he was cremated alive.
That's why you don't fall asleep on the job.
That is,
Way to work yourself to death.
oh my goodness. Stop, guys. I hope that's not true. I really hope the story isn't true.
That would
But
really
that would suck.
boil
That
me
would-
to ashes. No.
Cricket.
Oh dang!
But
That's
anyway,
horrible.
if
Horrible.
that is true, honestly, best of wishes and prayers out to the family.
No,
Definitely,
yeah,
definitely,
for sure.
definitely.
For sure. That is insane. And probably the biggest lawsuit right there ever.
Oh yeah, that's an easy lawsuit.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, back to my album.
Back to your album. Enough about working yourself to death. Oh,
Well,
gosh.
we started talking about that. And I thought it was funny. But yeah, we did Say Less. Say Less is actually going to be the name of the tour. So it's going to be
Oh,
Say
that's
Less
dope.
Tour. Yeah,
That's
Say
dope.
Less Tour.
Dope.
I got some Say Less shirts and hats up on my Instagram bio and everything like that. So
Does
the
this
gear's
mean
up.
that
I actually
you-
want that on a shirt. Do you have that on a shirt?
It is on a shirt.
It is?
Yeah.
I want that on a shirt.
But-
Say less.
my question is, since it's going to be called the Say Less Tour, are you going to be talking less in between songs?
Definitely. Say less, rap more.
I like it.
Say less.
But I
rap
mean,
more.
wouldn't you be, if you rap more, you're still saying something. So,
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know.
so I don't know.
But are you saying something with
The
your
world may
music?
never know.
The world would, hey, true.
Then the last track we heard was Street Light Shadows, which is a track I did with Naladeus. The first time I actually recorded that song, I actually recorded it at Naladeus' house. And it was when Louis had just moved to Puerto Rico again.
Oh, wow.
and I
2008.
needed a studio. And he's like, yo, you can come to my place and record. So we recorded it at his place. I have my sister-in-law sing a chorus. And then I find out that the beat was used by someone else and purchased by someone else. So then I couldn't use it. And then I sent it to Louis to make a beat. And he didn't really want to make a beat for it.
That's not true. See.
And to be honest, like when I hear the first version of it, I was like, it's not that great of a song. But then I rewrote it and I rewrapped it in a different way, so it's a lot clearer. I took a lot of, because I used to write really heavy bars, like my rhyme schemes would have a lot in them. And
Bars.
Well, sometimes when your bone chamber cries, I mean, you just gotta.
Yeah. No, and I realized that you can say more by saying less. Like, and you
true.
can be clearer.
Yeah.
And when you're clear, the music just comes out better.
That makes a lot of sense.
So it's it's one thing to like, and then when I got that song, like kind of like out of the vault, I was like, oh wait, I could do this song. Let me throw that on the project. And then I had some of those other songs, and then I wrote that song Forever, and I wrote Gas Mask 2 years ago. I was like, oh my gosh, this thing became an album.
Wow.
Yeah. And I want to give a quick shout out to our friend Nala Deus.
Bruh.
Congratulations. The album is sick. Your album is sick, but
it's so sick that we need to give him medicine.
Yes.
Yo, Selena with the bars.
I like it.
She's gonna be a rapper now.
No, so
she's like,
Conversations with Constellations.
You don't want it.
Great album. I will just say, I don't like your tone.
Nowadays does a wicked Christopher Walken impression.
Yes, he
does. Like, I have a video of him doing like 50 different impressions. He's pretty dope.
Yes,
he's pretty dope.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's my guy.
So, shout out.
Shout out to Eddie, aka Nowadays. It's so funny, like when people try and pronounce his name, it makes me laugh because.
Oh, you should have seen me.
Well, the thing is, it starts with a K.
I was like, what's so hard about Eddie Maldonado?
There's a KNA.
I was like, Canadius.
But here's the thing: when you say the word knowledge,
that is true.
You don't say knowledge. Like, but it's so funny that everyone's like, "Is it canalated? Like what? What?"
I think it's because it's a name. You thought that every letter was being used, but it makes a lot of sense now that you say that about knowledge. Because then once I heard it in person, I'm like,
So what you're saying is it works when you say less.
Yeah. See, there it keeps coming back to that. Super excited though about the tour, the album dropping. If you haven't, it's streaming on all platforms. I got some more music that we'll end with, but like before we do, man, Thursday night was crazy. We had so many things going on in Orlando. We had my listening party. We had Fusion, which is like another like showcase downtown. They brought some artists out that like haven't been on stage in a while too. And then E-Turn did her show in the Mills District, which is like Mills and 50, that area. And she rocked with her label mates because she's on a label now. And I'm just like, man, Orlando is popping right now.
It really is. There's a lot of talented people over here.
And it just makes me laugh because people are, like, oh, I don't have anything to do. Like there's nothing going on.
Lies.
And I'm like, y'all need to keep up with.
Especially now with all like social media and just the platforms that we have. You have a bigger opportunity to doing whatever you want to do.
That's right.
Whatever you want to do.
Yeah, just like tonight there's an event at the Robinson. It's another like a DJ like house music show. They got an event. Okay. They have an event going on.
Just got a signal.
I got the signal to
You got a
wrap it up.
signal.
Check them out on Ozone Effect. You know, I'm gonna just end like that because I'll talk for days. I'm excited though. You guys, if you guys want to follow me, you guys know where to follow me at I am Crescendo everywhere.
Yes.
On Twitter, I took the A out. There's another guy that took
So
that
it's
name. It's I'm
Crescendo on Twitter.
On Twitter.
Oh, okay. I don't use Twitter.
The other guy that took it, I'm a little mad because he's just like.
Does he even use it?
He doesn't even do music.
No. That's usually how it goes.
And I don't even know why he's got that nickname.
He just liked it. That's all.
And so, yeah. So what I did is like, you know, you can change like what your name is above it. So I just put IG, I am Crescendo. So people find me that way.
All right.
Makes it easier.
That's what happened with me. Mine is at Selena Abreu. Abreu, Selena, you know, like the singer Abreu. But I had to add an X at the end because someone took Selena Abreu, just like mine.
I like it with the X. It makes
Yeah?
it sound
So
it's,
pretty.
It's like a
So pretty.
You know, like a,
swag.
But
swag to my
I
name.
kept pronouncing Abrox. No,
What?
I'm just kidding. I'm
no,
just kidding.
No,
Abrux.
No.
Abreu.
Abreu, yes.
Like
Selena
like a
Abreu
cold
with
brew.
the X at the end.
Like a cold
Okay.
brew.
No, I don't even like cold brews. Just
And mine is at Louis Febo. You can follow me on Instagram, IG.
for the people that
at
don't know
Louis
Spanish, Louis. Right? No.
It
Well,
is
your name
Louis.
is Louis, but it is Louis
It's
on,
Louis.
on IG.
L-U-I-F-E-B-O.
On
F-E-B-O.
IG, it is
Louis
L-U-I.
Febo.
That's right.
That's what I
it.
say to
I'm
my
like-
phone. I'm like, call Louis Febo. And then it calls, so it works.
And then it calls.
There you go.
But for some reason, my name, I could say nowadays, and it picks it up.
Really?
It really does. But I
What?
think it's been spying on me.
Oh, yeah, of course. Those are
That's the
phones.
NSA.
Shout out to the NSA. No, I'm just kidding. But now we're gonna end the show with a throwback from Louis and Los Mario Brothers.
What? What?
Yeah.
What is it?
Andan pendiente.
All right.
Hey.
And
okay.
throwback.
All right,
Enjoy.
Let's do this.
All right.
I'll catch you guys in March. Y'all have a good
Bye.
one.
Have a good weekend.
Have a good weekend, guys.
Febo y Louis, los Mario Brothers, andan pendientes porque vamos contra viento y marea. Andan pendientes hacia donde voy, no se da cuenta con quién es que estoy. Con el que yo ando, ese gran yo soy, por eso no temo a lo que venga hoy. Andan pendientes hacia donde voy, no se da cuenta con quién es que estoy. Con el que yo ando, ese gran yo soy, por eso no temo a lo que venga hoy. Cuidado con asumir que yo estoy solo. Cuando me enfrente, puede ser que te encuentres con otro. Y cambia todo. ¿Qué fue monstruo? No viste que conmigo andan tres que son mi combo. Y siempre los mango. Cómo se pasan mirando, cómo se pasan hablando, pero nunca preguntando. Y no saben el daño que así están causando. La juventud se pierde por nunca estar apoyando. Cuidado con asumir que aporto poco. Así no huí de pensar que soy un neófito. Es que este a mí me ayuda a usar el go-kito para llegar a mi destino y propósito. Anda pendiente hacia donde voy, no se da cuenta con quién es que estoy. Con el que yo ando, ese gran yo soy, por eso no temo a lo que venga hoy. Anda pendiente hacia donde voy, no se da cuenta con quién es que estoy. Con el que yo ando, ese gran yo soy, por eso no temo a lo que venga hoy. Se cree que está solo, aunque te ves solo, pero no saben que hay más 4 en vez de 1. Preparen comandos, que vayan orando, con todos unidos active Espíritu Santo. Se cree que está solo, aunque te ves solo, pero no saben que hay más 4 en vez de 1. Preparen comandos, que vayan orando, con todos unidos se active Espíritu Santo. Está mirando, está chequeando, cada vez lo veo criticando. No está mirando, que está a tu lado, se cree que está solo, pero está acompañado. Se cree que está solo, pero está acompañado. Se cree que está solo, pero está acompañado. Anda pendiente hacia donde voy, no se da cuenta con quién es que estoy. Con el que yo ando, ese gran yo soy, por eso no temo a lo que venga hoy. Anda pendiente hacia donde voy, no se da cuenta con quién es que estoy. Con el que yo ando, ese gran yo soy, por eso no temo a lo que venga hoy. Porque Dios en su y marea.